Peloton, right? Before we start about Peloton, and I think most people know what Peloton are, really we want to talk about Sex and the City. Come on. Tell me about it. Yes. So in case you don't know, Sex and the City has a reboot called And Just Like That. They premiered last Thursday. Spoiler alert, if you want to watch it, you haven't watched it yet, I think you can end the podcast now and destroy our statistics. But go, I give you 2 seconds to turn off, right? Okay. So what happened in the premiere of the new series is, well, somebody, a fictional character, I would say, a character on the show called Mr. Big, one of the main male protagonists, is a big Peloton user. He went for an exercise class and he died. Right? And I mean, look, it's fiction, right? Everybody knows this is a TV show that there's no basis in reality. And guess what happened to
I don't know why
the share price?
I'm laughing before. What
yeah, come on, dude. What happened to the share price? It dropped 11% on the day. Right? No news except for the new TV show premiere. Like,
why?
People are crazy. I don't know, right?
Fair.
I mean, I think look, Peloton has had lots of bad news. It's if you look at the share price, it's just going down and down and down and down and down with no end in sight. It's I think down 60-70% this year, right, from its all-time high. So yeah, anything that kind of tanks the stock or that puts the stock in the backlight, it just tanks it, right? So it's down 11%. It was down 11% on Thursday, further 5% on Friday. Thankfully, they recovered a bit of it yesterday on Monday. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't understand this.
But do you have some like initial thoughts? Like, what are they going through? Why is the market like hating it so much today?
I don't know, right? I think if you really, really try to make a logical reasoning, you could say that, oh yeah, Peloton is something that's known for its marketing, right? They wanted, or their bull case was the Apple of connected fitness, right? And that means that you are great at marketing, you control a brand story and all of that. And well, if you could do all that and you wouldn't have your product kill a character on a TV show. Right? It's product placement, and apparently I have not watched TV series, but apparently it was very clear product placement. They cast a real Peloton instructor. They showed the logos very prominently, and they showed him dying. Right? So it could, at a stretch, and I say this, at a really, really big stretch, be that it's bad marketing. They're losing the plot. They don't know what they're doing. I don't like management. Poof, I sell off the share, right? But I mean, honestly, come on, right? It's one event. I don't know if it deserves a 15% haircut of essentially $1 billion haircut of enterprise value.
But it's okay. I mean, there are a lot of other movements these days that I'm like, huh? Why? So I don't think it's a Peloton thing.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
go ahead.
Earning reports I kind of get, right? They're growing 30% instead of 35%. Oh, I don't like it. Sell down 25%. Sure, but this is completely fictional, and I don't understand this. But yeah, what are your thoughts besides just laughing at like this is a big joke?
I mean, great joke for sure, right? You're helping me. I'm very cold here where I am, right? So I think that's great. But I think the reality is, to me, Peloton is like super hyped, right? It's when I saw the product, I'm like, isn't this like just a treadmill with like, or like some exercise machine with a screen that can sing to you or something, right? Just show you some extra stuff. It's kind of a TV plus a treadmill or something along those lines, right? So, when I saw the product, I never liked it. I'm like, really? People do that? Like why would anybody do that? Like, but of course, very quickly, I was
you're wrong,
in the
man.
Unwanted corner, right? I'm like, actually, a lot of people want this thing, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know this shit enough.
Lots of evangelists, right? People love the product.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, like, wow, okay, a lot of people like this, huh? You know, so I'm pretty amazed. But I would say that, although I don't know enough of the product and I don't know enough of the company, I would say that going forward, as more people come out of the pandemic and all that, this is also one of the change in consumer habits, right? So, of course, the change in consumer habits is something that has already happened. We want to see how much of the habit continues to retain and how much of the old habits will then come back to replace the short-term, you know, pandemic habits that we have cultivated, right? So I think that's the general fear, and you see it reflect in their growth. Fair,
Yep.
and yeah, so I think that's kind of where I am on it. Right? Not a big fan. I'm like, dude, this is like, who does this? But evangelist,
I don't
okay,
know.
evangelist.
Yeah, evangelist, right?
Yeah.
It's like how I don't understand people who just buy into the whole Apple ecosystem, right? But you know, everybody has their preferences. Clearly, I'm wrong there, you know, and then Rakesh is right. But yeah, you know,
Fair.
it's something that it's hard to say on an individual level. Let me give you more jokes, right? So,
Okay.
in response to the share price dropping, Peloton management, and because they have a doctor on their board of directors, got that doctor who's a cardiologist to come out and say, well, you know, this character might not have died because of exercise. Look at what he does in the show. He eats steaks. He smokes cigars. He's overweight. He might have family
disaster.
history. So yeah, it's not Peloton's fault, right? Exercise might have helped him. He would have died earlier. Yeah, lots of real world happenings to really a TV show.
PR disaster. To me, it's a PR disaster. I'll rate that a C, right? So, wait, just to clarify, are you an investor in Peloton?
No.
Have you sold it down?
I've had it in my watch list for a bit.
Okay.
Just to watch all this pandemic plays, but it just kept dropping. I never quite got the whole thing. I always thought, I mean, and really cycling isn't my thing, so I just can't be bothered. Although it does, although this is something that, you know, traders might want to look out for, right? You have a piece of news, you don't see how it can be so bad, and you just buy the dip, and well, it bounces up a bit, you sell, you earn that 2, 3, 5%, and you're happy. Right. So different ways of playing, but you know, I like buying, I don't like selling. So yeah, this is a difficult one.
Yeah, I will not play it, just say. I will not run on it. I will not play. I mean, I will not cycle on it. Okay, but okay, just shout out to them. I think they pay the highest for streams, audio streams, right, relative to their competitors, Spotify, I think YouTube, Netflix, Apple, everybody. Peloton actually pays the highest to creators.
Cool.
Right, so that is interesting. Yeah, it's much higher, like 2-3 times higher than everyone else. Okay, just saying. So that is interesting, but I really don't think this whole like paying a premium to creators is gonna like get the whole ecosystem going, right? Because it is a lot more about selling enough of those machines, right, to be in many different locations, right? So I would think the next phase of development, if they really want to move in, will be less on the individual consumers, but more of an organized kind of gym, you know, where the gym just buys everything, or, you know, they actually set up like Peloton Fitness Center, you know, or like Peloton, I don't know, you know, like sleeping pods like that, right? Peloton pod or something like that, right? So I think they need to do that if to get me interested, you know, so because it is a classic Da Vinci business model, right? You know the whole like Da Vinci surgical board, right? The whole like intuitive surgical, yes. So if you have a lot of that, it forms the ecosystem and it allows that whole platform to play out, right? And people can kind of use it across a much wider system, right? So Peloton is also stuck in this situation where, if it's just at home, if it's just me alone, like, you know, is it really that attractive over the extended period of time? But if they can really build up the ecosystem of having ease, you know, so it's part of the pseudo sharing economy, having multiple touch points, you know, building a whole sporting community, then maybe that will work, you know, or maybe that could work. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think, you know, you are thinking or what you want them to do is almost exactly what management is doing, right? So they are rolling out new products. I mean, their treadmill died because they weren't safe enough, but they tried. They have a new boxing class instead of just cycling. They do sell Peloton bikes to gyms with discounted subscription, so you can go to Anytime Fitness and join a Peloton class instead of doing it at home, I guess, which is good for space constrained residences. So yeah, I think it's definitely on their mind. They are not a one trick pony. They just haven't found the other tricks yet, I would say.
Fair. They have not cracked the incentive system.
Yeah, but
Yes,
I mean, if it's
that.
discounted enough, you have a relatively sticky product with people who love it, and it's just the optionality of hoping that management can build and create another stream, right? So it's not necessarily bad, I would say. It's just a work in progress, and well, you wait for the price to come down, right? To make it worthwhile to buy into the optionality, I would say. Yeah.
Fair.
So still on my watch list.
That will be
not
on play.
deleted it.
Okay, still on your watch list. Okay, never on my watch list. I don't think it will ever be on my watch list. Okay, but it's okay. I think we got to put it out there that learning how to invest is not about investing in everything.
Yeah.
Right? Or it's not even about riding every single thing, but it's really about increasing your hit rate when you decide to ride on something. Right? So I think that's kind of where it is. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
I mean, we have different interests, right? So we look at different things. Like if I wanted a hardware play, I wouldn't look at Cisco. I'll look at something else. So, it's just the different starting point, I think, that leads to people being interested in different companies. We don't all need to look at SaaS or, hyper growth stocks or growth stocks. You can look at traditional, stable, dividend yielding stocks too, right? Which we don't really cover on the show.
Why do I sense some undertone there?
Sorry, that's the bulk of my portfolio, so yes. I mean, everybody wants to talk about tech, and I want to talk about crypto, but everybody loves tech now. Software is eating the world. Agreed, that's a trend we need to get behind, but that's not the only universe, right? If you buy the S&P 500, you don't have that much tech exposure to begin with, and I don't know if anybody wants 100% tech exposure.